Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Riverview Park in Mesa, Arizona. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network and its play-by-play coverage in the 2015 Fall Classic. Today's game, the Upperclass Division Championship game, and it features the Howlers against the Chandler Cougars. And we're underway. Jaden Solomon leading off for the Howlers on a one-strike pitch, delivers a line drive single into right field, and he is aboard to begin the ball game, and that'll bring up Cooper Williams. A battle of unbeaten teams as each of these squads went 3-0 in pool play, and each won a semifinal contest this morning. Fastball to Williams is inside for ball one. So it's Jaden Solomon leading off, then Cooper Williams batting second. Zach Bain is third. He's in the on-deck circle for the Howlers. Then Michael Atkinson will bat fourth. Jack Heddick is fifth. Liam Cota bats sixth. Howlers batting 12, so we'll give you the rest here in a moment. Bunt shown this time by Williams, pulls the bat back and fouls it off. And the count 1-1. Hitting seventh is Austin Brazil. Ryan Chafee will hit 8th, Lucas Wilson is 9th, and Billy Fiore 10th. Walker Wilson 11th, and Jack Wolf is 12th. Ball and a strike on Williams with Solomon at first base and nobody out. And a breaking ball comes out early and stays high, and the count is 2-1. Good size lead over at first base. And the 2-1 pitch. And that breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 2-2. Maybe fooled Williams there. Throw over to first and the runner back. Two and two on Williams. Just getting settled in, top of the first inning in this championship game. First pitch came across right at 3:15. And a breaking ball is high, and it's 3-2. Now the set. And the 3-2, and that's low for ball four. So a single starts the ball game. That's followed up with a 3-2 pitch that misses for ball four, and now Williams aboard at first base. And it'll bring up Zach Bain. Buddy Brownlee starts for the Cougars. And pitching with a couple of men aboard and nobody out. First pitch, Zach Bain with a swing and a miss for a strike. Brownlee, the right-hander, looking in for a sign from his catcher, Cody Holtz. Now the center, the check back to second base. The one strike with the runners going. A ball hit into the air into center field. Playable out there. And put away by the center fielder, Wasey Crenshaw. And that's out number one. So with Michael Atkinson coming to the plate for the Howlers, we'll get through the Chandler Cougar defense. Tate Smith is in left field. Wasey Crenshaw, as I mentioned, in center. And then Jacob Tanaka plays right field. Tyler Gully is at third base. Trevor Hauer plays shortstop. Tommy Sacco's at second. Emery Miller at first. And I mentioned Cody Holtz behind the plate for the Cougars. 2 aboard with 1 out for Atkinson. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Wrapping up today what has turned into a 5-day tournament, as this one actually started on Wednesday night. Curveball is over for a strike and it's 0-2. Originally scheduled for Thursday through Sunday. That's how a lot of the tournaments are, but this time they stretched it out some. I think some of that was based on some field availability and good numbers overall as far as the number of teams participating in the tournament. The 0-2, that's a line drive, and that's into left field, a base hit. Solomon will be waved around third base. The throw comes in, relay to the plate, and that one will get away from Holtz. I don't know that it would have been in time anyway, and a strong slide by Solomon. He comes in, and the Howlers get a run in the top of the first inning. It's an RBI single for Michael Atkinson. And then there's the play. Now the ball went to the plate, got away from Holtz. Williams is able to advance to third base. Atkinson stayed put at first, so the runners are at their corners with 1 out. A run in for the Howlers in the top of the first inning, and the batter is Jack Heddick. And Heddick going after the first one, puts that one into right field and dumps that one in for a base hit. That'll plate another run. This time an RBI single from Jack Heddick, and it's a 2-run top of the first for the Howlers. Heddick's single pushes Atkinson to second base. So first and second with 1 out, 2 runs in, and the batter Liam Cota. Yeah, first pitch low, ball 1. Look back to second base, the 1-0 pitch. And a fly ball into left field, playable out there for Smith, and he's got it for out number 2. Now 2 away for Austin Brazil. And Brazil will try to keep it going for the Howlers here in the first inning. They've played at 2. In this top of the first inning, it's the Upperclass Division Championship game with the 2015 Fall Classic. First pitch, a fastball low, ball 1. Bullpen activity for the Cougars in the top of the first inning. Well, you never want to see that, but you also, in a championship game, don't want to let it get too far away. Broken bat, bouncer over to third base. And they'll put the tag on Atkinson. A 5 unassisted putout will end the inning. A fielder's choice from Brazil. And for the Howlers, in the first 2 runs on 3 base hits, they leave 2. And after happening a play, it's the Howlers 2 and the Cougars coming up. And we go to work in the bottom of the first inning for the Chandler Cougars. Tate Smith leads off and takes a fastball high from Cooper Williams. And Williams with the next one, that'll miss low for a ball. And it's 2-0. So Smith leads off. Wasey Crenshaw bats second, then Trevor Halver is third. Tyler Gully bats in the cleanup spot as the count goes to 3-0. Hitting fifth is the second baseman Tommy Sacco. Jacob Tanaka in right field bats sixth. Aaron Reyes in as an extra hitter batting seventh. Brett Matthews, the DH, is eighth. Smith walks on 4 straight to start the bottom of the first inning, so he's aboard for Wasey Crenshaw. But bottom couple of spots in the Cougar orders, they bat 10 today. Emery Miller, the first baseman, bats 9th. Cody Holtz, the catcher, is 10th. So Wasey Crenshaw in to hit from the left side against the left-hander Williams. Step an easy throw over to first. And the first one at Crenshaw over for a strike. Another step and a throw to first, and again the runner back. Swing and a miss on a pitch up out of the strike zone, and the count goes to 0-2. Point and what are they going to call here? Going to send the runner back. And it'll be a batter interference against Crenshaw. So Smith is out as well. Halver now at the plate, and he takes high for ball 1. And a swing and a miss for a strike, and the count 1-1. And that pitch over the outer half of the plate is strike, and it's 1-2. And the defense for the Howlers, Brazil, Fiore, and Chafee left to right in the outfield. Bain, Hedrick, Solomon, Atkinson in the infield. Wilson catching Williams as the count goes to 2-2. 2-0 Howlers with the lead. Chandler Cougars batting in the bottom of the first. And the 2-2 pitch. It's high, 3-2. Williams with a deep breath, the left-hander into the line, and his 3-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Halver out on strikes, and the inning is over. After 1, Chandler trails the Howlers by a score of 2-0. Brian Chafee leads off to begin the second inning for the Howlers, and he takes first pitch for ball 1. The wind from Buddy Brownlee in the pitch. Popped up first base side. That'll get out of play off the top of the dugout on the first base side, and the count moves to 1-1. Pitch over for a strike, and the count 1-2. Lucas Wilson, Billy Fiore to follow for the Howlers in the second inning. They lead 2-0. Breaking ball outside, and it's 2-2. Howlers winners of the purple pool. Went 3-0 in that one, finished in first place. There's the 2-2. And that breaking ball, that pretty close there, popped out of the glove for Holtzen. That might have been the difference as the count goes to 3-2. Three hits and a walk in the first inning for the Howlers helped them to 2 runs to start the ball game. And a fly ball hit pretty well out to right field. It's going to send Tanaka back, and he brings it in. A long run out there. Good job tracking that one into the deep part of the outfield. But he got there for the out, and now it brings up Lucas Wilson. And Wilson ready as Brownlee goes into the windup, and the first pitch, a fastball on the outside corner, and that's strike one. Better start to this inning for Brownlee. Gave up a single and a walk to start the first inning. Both of those runs came around to score. There's a shot down the right field side, but that'll be foul, and one hops the outer fence, and the count goes to 0-2. So the Upperclass Division Championship game with the 2015 Fall Classic. Tournament put on by Southwest Woodbat Classics. A fastball off the plate, and the count 1-2. SWWBC will be back at it with more tournament play the first weekend in November. As the 1-2 pitch bounces in, a fastball, and it's 2-2. One out, base is empty, and Brownlee into the wind in the 2-2. A fastball and a line drive over the head of the third baseman, Gully. That's down the line. Smith is over to cut it off, but Wilson on his way to second base, and he is in with a one-out double. Chafee on the run for Wilson. And the batter is Billy Fiore. And the first pitch low and in, ball one. I might have said the first weekend in November. The next tournament is actually November 5th through the 9th. It's the Fall Championships. That ball spiked in there and ends up at the feet of Holtz, but Wilson's courtesy runner Chafee with a good read, and he goes to third on the wild pitch. And the count goes to 2-0 on Fiore. Miller, the first baseman, in to talk to Brownlee, the pitcher. And now timeout coming from the Cougar dugout. Playing in the top of the second, Howlers lead the Cougars 2-0. Back to it here, the 2-0 pitch coming to Fiore. Showed bunt, pulled the bat back, and the count goes to 3-0. Corners up on the grass. Gully and Miller each a step or two onto the grass in front of their respective bases. Out of the set, the 3-0. Swinging on 3-0, fouls it off, and it's 3-1. Runner at third base with one out in the top of the second. And a 3-1 pitch. And that misses outside, ball four. Fiore walks, and it brings up Walker Wilson. Brownlee ready. And his first one on the way. Runner from first goes. Throw down to second base, gets off the glove, and then gets past the center fielder. And that's going to bring home 2 runs for the Howlers, and they go up 4-0. So give Fiore a stolen base. Then the ball off the glove of the middle infielder allows Chafee to score, and that's an error somewhere. And then the center fielder Crenshaw overruns the ball, trying to come up with it. So 2 errors on the play, 2 runs in the inning. It's 4-0, and another Chandler Cougar timeout. So pitching change for the Cougars as Brett Matthews enters the ball game. Throws the first one to Walker Wilson over for a strike. A fastball low and away for a ball, and it's 1-1. Comes in a tough situation in that his team is down 4-0, but good spot for a relief pitcher that he's in there with the bases empty, so he can focus on the hitter. Try to get dialed in and get the final couple of outs. Pitch foul to the backstop, and the count 1-2. So it's 1 out with the bases empty. A couple of runs in for the Howlers as they have doubled the lead. They scored 2 in the first, and now they've got 2 in the second. And the wind and the 1-2. A little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Matthews with a 2-2. And a ground ball up the middle, going to be a tough play. And neither middle infielder can get to it as it gets just into shallow center field. It was really probably going to have to be Hava, the shortstop, to make the play just because his momentum would have been carrying him toward first base. But it goes as a base hit for Wilson, the second hit of the inning, the 5th of the ball game for the Howlers. And the batter is Jake Wolf. And Wolf hits a fly ball into right field. And that's caught for out number 2. I'm not sure that he quite got barreled up on that one, but still hit it pretty well. But Tanaka, the right fielder, shading him a little bit into right center. And he was in the right spot to make the catch. So 2 outs. And back to the top of the order for Jaden Solomon. Toss over to first, and the runner Wilson is back. Try over there again, and again the runner dives back. Four nothing our score in the top of the second. And the first one is Solomon, punched into right field, and that's in for a base hit. So Solomon 2 for 2. Solomon had a base hit to start the ball game, came around to score a run, and now he's got another single here in the second. Wilson goes to second base, and the batter is Cooper Williams. And the first one of Williams misses for a ball. Cooper with a walk and a run back in the first. The 1-0 pitch. Not close, outside, 2-0. Check back to second base, the 2-0 pitch. Misses low and outside, 3 balls and no strikes. If Williams can reach, Zach Bain will be next for the Howlers, the 3-0. He's swinging on 3-0 and pulls the ball foul wide of first, and the count goes to 3-1. Two runs in the first for the Howlers, 2 more here in the second. They lead 4-0 in this championship game. And that'll miss low for ball 4. So Williams walks. Wilson to third, Solomon to second, and Williams out at first base for Zach Bain, who had a fly ball to center field his first time up. And now Williams will come off for a courtesy runner. Billy Fiore back on to run at first. Now a chance for the Howlers to open things up a bit more here. Looking for a 2-out base hit and a ground ball over toward third, picked up on a short hop. They'll throw to second, and that is in time. So a Williams courtesy runner is forced at second to end the inning. For the Howlers, though, they scored a couple of runs on 3 more hits, 2 errors in the inning, and 2 runners left on base, make it 3 runners left on base after an inning and a half. Howlers 4, Cougars nothing. First pitch and a 2-hopper over to the second baseman, Solomon. He throws down Tyler Gully. 4-3 ground out begins the Chandler second inning, and the batter will be Tommy Sacco. First one is Sacco, high for a ball from Cooper Williams. And a 1-0. Fastball outside corner is strike, and it's 1-1. Breaking ball misses away. 2 balls and a strike. Chandler Cougars, first place in the blue pool in the Upperclass Division. Williams challenged Sacco with a fastball there, and it's swing and a miss for a strike, and it's 2-2. And Williams back into the wind, the 2-2 pitch. Just off the plate, 3-2. And a 3-2 pitch bounced onto the ground over at third. Bain across to first base in time. Couple of ground ball outs here in the second inning, and the batter is Jacob Tanaka. First pitch fastball high for ball one. Well, here at Riverview Park, mentioned the tournament got extended by a day to fit everybody in based on available fields and so forth, and hadn't really used Riverview Park, I don't think, really throughout the tournament until today. It's a pitch fouled off on the first base side on the count 1-1. But the one advantage here at Riverview, at least for our purpose, is the tower. They don't have one at Gene Autry Park or at Red Mountain, as that pitch is inside and it's 2-1. Four nothing our score, the bottom of the second inning. Cougars batting with 2 outs at the bases empty, a 2-1 count on Jacob Tanaka. Deep breath again from Williams, and his 2-1 pitch is a fastball high, 3-1. And the 3-1, and that misses for a ball. Tanaka walks. Second walk given up by Williams, and now we'll go after an extra hitter, Aaron Reyes. Step over, throw to first, and the runner back. Pitch to Reyes, high for a ball. Next pitch a little bit low. Runner at first and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And the ball hit down the line into right field, and that's a foul ball. And there's a line drive. There's a hole on the left side and into left field, a base hit. Reyes with the single. Two aboard now with 2 outs for Brett Matthews. First pitch high for a ball to Matthews. Inning started simply enough, a couple of ground ball outs, but now a walk and a single put 2 aboard with 2 away. And the 1-0 to Matthews. Over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. Look back to second base. Another look back. And the 1-1 pitch. And a breaking ball over for a strike. And time is called. And Wilson's going to go out and talk to Williams. Must have got crossed up on the signals with that runner at second base. May also be talking about slowing things down a little bit. You could see that Matthews was asking for time when he stepped back into the box. Didn't want to get quick pitched. Now ready with a look back to second. The 1-2 pitch. And a fly ball out of play down the right side. 4-0 our score in the bottom of the second inning as the Cougars trail the Howlers. Howlers got 2 in the bottom of the first inning and followed that up with 2 more in the bottom of, make it the top of the second. And a breaking ball with a swing and a miss. And Matthews strikes out, and that will end the inning. No runs, a base hit, plus a walk, and 2 runners left after 2. Cougars still trail the Howlers 4-0. Four, 5, and 6 in the order for the Howlers as Michael Atkinson takes a strike over the outside corner, and they count 0-1. Atkinson, Hedrick, and Cota for the Howlers in the top of the third. The 1-strike pitch. Called strike, and it's 0-2. And a swing and a miss. So Atkinson strikes out. First strikeout of the ball game for Cougar pitchers. And the batter is Jack Hedrick. Hedrick had an RBI single his last time up. And drives one into right field, sinking, and that is no catch in right field, so another base hit. So Hedrick with his second base hit. He's aboard at first with 1 out for Liam Cota. Howlers lead 4-0. They got 2 in the top of the first, 2 in the top of the second. And now batting with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the third. Liam Cota in there and ready. And Matthews gets the first one over for a strike. And a ball popped up. And this one's going to get out of play. And it's actually Austin Brazil at the plate instead of Cota. Brazil with an inning-ending fielder's choice his first time up. Swing and a miss on one that elevated there, and he is out on strikes, and that's out number 2. Now the batter Ryan Chafee. this isn't Chafee, so maybe the order got switched the first time. This is Coda. He rolls one over to third, and they go to second base, and that's in time. And that will end the innings. So for the first time, the Howlers do not score after 2.5. They still lead 4-0. To the bottom of the third we go, and Emery Miller leads off. 9, 10, and 1 in the order for the Cougars. The next one misses for a ball, and it's 2-0. Cougars down 4-0, batting in the bottom of the third. The 2-0 pitch is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. So I mentioned for the Chandler Cougars, first in the blue pool, beat Wildfire Red by a score of 2-1. Then AZ Pro 2016. Final in that one was 5-2. And then they beat the Cleats Pilot Squad by a score of 4-1. Miller goes to first base as he walks on 4 straight, and the batter will be Cody Holtz. So Holtz will try to keep the inning moving along here. So I mentioned then the Cougars go 3-0 through pool play. Then in the semifinals earlier today, ASB Aces, I beg your pardon, easy toss over to first and Miller Bank. But the ASB Aces, their semifinal opponent, Cougars shut them out 7-0 the final in that one. First pitch, a fastball to Holtz over the outside corner for a strike. Now, Cougars have had base runners in each inning. Lost that base runner in the first after a leadoff walk started the inning. Now bunt shown, and a curveball will miss high, and it's 1-1. Then after a couple of ground ball outs started the bottom of the second inning, they got a walk and a base hit, but then a strikeout ended the second inning, and again they were turned away. 1 on and 1 out, step and a throw to first base, and the runner back. Typical left-hander Williams, like a lot of them, crafty up there and all the different moves over to first base. Right-hander doesn't have quite as many options, but the left-hander kind of hang the leg, or you can sort of step forward, but still go over to first. There's a ball bunted sharply, though, back to the pitcher Williams, and he'll go to second base and force the lead runner. A 1-6 force retires Miller. Holtz aboard on the fielder's choice. And so the Cougars bunting at the bottom of the order, of course, but still bunting down 4-0 in the bottom of the third. And the bunt does not work out for him as the lead runner is forced at second base. So now 1 on and 1 out, back to the top of the order for Tate Smith. And Smith takes a breaking ball low for ball 1. There's a fastball over for a strike, and they count 1-1. And there's a step and a throw over to first, and the runner back. That was kind of that hang move there for Williams. Gets that right leg up and just sort of varies the timing more than anything else, but keeps that leg up there just a little bit longer, and then steps and throws to first base. Actually got the runner stopped a little bit flat-footed, but not a very big lead, and so he was able to get back. The breaking ball to Smith missed for a 2-1. Now the runner goes. The throw over to first, and the first baseman not able to pick it up clean. It's off the glove, and that will allow the runner to go from first to third on the play. New first baseman over there is Walker Wilson. And with the runner taking such an early break, Williams with the throw over to first base, and you could see that Wilson was maybe reaching for it a little bit early, trying to get to it quicker to have a play on the runner at second base, and he didn't get it. It went off his glove and down the right field line. So now a runner at third, and that ball smashed foul and out of play down the right side, and we go to 2-2. So it's a runner at third with one out. Cougars with a chance to get on the board here, trailing 4-0 in the Upperclass Division Championship game of the 2015 Fall Classic. And the 2-2 pitch. And that one's fouled to the backstop. So tournament play off for about a month at least with Southwest Woodbat Classics. Back again for the Fall Championships November 5th through the 9th. Spots still available there as Smith takes a fastball at the knees for a strike. And he is out number 2. Third strikeout of the ball game for Cooper Williams. And now he'll go after Wasey Crenshaw. And first pitch outside for a ball. This might be Vinny Peralta. And one of the things that happens is that pitch is over for a strike and it's 1-1. We don't get any sort of notification for substitutions, and the substitutions are a little more open in travel ball or tournament ball like this, as that pitch is a strike and it's 1-2. For instance, you can hit 9, you can hit 10. You can hit everybody on your roster. You got a lot of different options. And definitely the defensive substitutions are unlimited. Ground ball out to short, having to back up a little bit, and then a throw across to first base is in time. Solomon shifts over to shortstop and waited on that ball. Might have been better to come up and get a better hop and get to it quicker, but enough on the throw to throw out Peralta at first base. And the Cougars are turned away once again. No runs, no hits, a walk, an error, and a runner left. After 3 innings of play from Riverview Park in Mesa, the Cougars trail the Howlers 4-0. Ryan Chafee, the leadoff hitter for the Howlers. Swing and a miss for a strike from Brett Matthews. And the 0-1. Broke another bat and a ground ball. That's a fair ball down the line. Throw across to first base, and that'll be a ground out. Chafee didn't come out of the box, and I don't know what his thought was there, but he didn't ever leave the batter's box, and it's turned into a 5-3 ground out. Now Lucas Wilson takes ball 1. And the next pitch high, and it's 2-0. Matthews winds the 2-0 pitch. Low and away, ball 3. 3-0. And Matthews ready again with a 3-0 pitch. Took a little off, but still missed outside, and that's ball 4. And Wilson walked, and he was going to come off for a courtesy runner, but hasn't seen one yet. Now he's coming out. And it's Chafee on to run at first base as a courtesy runner. And that ball bounced into Billy Fiore. A wild pitch will move the runner to second. Fiore with a walk, a steal, and a run. His first plate appearance back in the second. Now hitting in the top of the fourth with one on and one out. Still a 4-0 score. I mentioned the Howlers finished first in the purple pool. And a breaking ball over for a strike. Fooled Fiore. You could see him kind of bob his head there. Disappointment for not being able to pull the trigger. And 2 balls and a strike on Fiore. For the Howlers then in pool play, they beat the Colorado Baseball Academy DeMarini squad 4-3. They beat the Arena Centurions 11-0. And the Showcase Kings by a score of 10-3. Then had a 1-run ball game in the semifinals. They beat the Aggies 6-5. And that advanced them to this afternoon's championship game. 3-1 the count on Fiore with a runner at second and one out of the top of the fourth. Now the set for Matthews, the 3-1 pitch. And a borderline strike call there, and they count 3-2. Balls, 2 strikes, and a slow ground ball over on the left side, backhanded by the shortstop and onto first base is in time. So a 6-3 ground out retires Fiore, and that was Howler that threw him out. Runner advances to third base, and it brings up Walker Wilson. Wilson will try to get this runner in from third base with 2 outs and a breaking ball over for strike 1.
Oh, that's hard. I don't know where it is.
And the next pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Wilson had a base hit his first time up. Matthews ready in the pitch. A breaking ball. That's hit out of play on the right field side. And the count stays 0-2. And a ground ball. Howler will get another chance. Fields that one and on to first base in time, and that will end the inning. Wilson grounds out 6-3, and the side is retired. No runs, a 1-out walk, and the runner left at third base after 3.5. Howlers 4, Cougars 0. Three, 4, and 5 of the order for the Cougars as Trevor Howler takes high and outside for ball 1. Next pitch misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. New pitcher out there, Michael Atkinson. On the pitch for the Howlers. Pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. So Cooper Williams goes the first 3 innings, allows no runs, just 1 hit, 3 walks, and he struck out 3. And so that'll miss for ball 4. Howler walks to begin the bottom of the 4th. Another gully in for the Cougars. First pitch, belly button high, strike one. Next one bounced in there, down at the feet of the catcher, no chance. That's Jake Wolf in there behind the plate now. He didn't have a chance, did a good job just to block the ball, and so Halver goes to second on a wild pitch. 1-1 the count at the plate. And the 1-1, and that's a ground ball. Out to short, and a throw to first base in time. Runner has to stay put at second. So Gully grounds out 6-3. And the batter is Tommy Sacco. Sacco check swing, but went around for enough, and it's a strike. Tommy grounded out his first time up. Yeah, swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of that pitch, and the count 0-2. 4-0 our score, bottom of the fourth. Cougars trailing it here in this 2015 Fall Classic Upperclass Division Championship game. That'll bounce in and get away. And Halver goes to third on a wild pitch. A ball and 2 strikes to count. As Sacco gets back in there. Atkinson looking in, now ready. And the 1-2. Just off the plate, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still a lot of time left. Cougars, though, want to cash in this run as they get a runner to third base with 1 out. Got to get him in here. And that's not close. It's off the glove. Runner thought about going, but slammed on the brakes. And now the ball thrown away, and that will bring the run in. Cougars on the board, not how they would have drawn it up, but they'll take it however they can get it. And so they get a run. It'll be an error to bring in the runner from third base. And the Cougars trail 4-1. And that'll miss for ball 4. Sacco walks. Time called from the Howlers dugout. Playing at the bottom of the fourth inning. Cougars on the board, down 4-1. Jacob Tanaka at the plate. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball for strike 1. 1 on, 1 out, 1 in for the Cougars in the bottom of the fourth. Tanaka with a walk, his first time up. And he is hit with a breaking ball. Tanaka goes to first, Sacco to second. And it'll bring up Aaron Reyes. Reyes lays off the first pitch for a ball. Aaron had a base hit his last time up. Look back to second in the pitch, and that's yanked foul outside of third. And they count 1-1. Breaking ball high, 2-1. 2 aboard with 1 out. A run in for the Cougars, down 4-1. And then ball down the first baseline, just foul. Only by a foot or two wide of the first base bag. And the count 2-2. Popped up. And the unrecorded infield fly. So Ray is the second out, and it'll bring up Brett Matthews. First pitch up and in, ball 1. Matthews struck out to in the second inning. And they look back, and the next one on the way, and the ground ball foul wide of third, and they count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. A breaking ball. That's hit well out to center field. Going to be a long run. Fiore's not going to get it. It's going to bounce. Puts his arms up. It'll be a ground rule double. Maybe it got under the fence out there in center field, but it'll be a double. And so Sacco scores to make it 4-2. Tanaka scored, but he'll have to go back to third base. And so for Matthews, then an RBI double. And then he comes off for a courtesy runner. Coleman Roberts running at second base, rather. So second and third with 2 outs. And the batter is Emery Miller. Takes a breaking ball for strike 1. And the next pitch outside, and it's 1-1. Pitch inside, maybe low. 2 balls and a strike. Runners at second and third with 2 outs, 2 runs in for the Cougars in the fourth, down 4-2. Base hit could potentially tie the game. The 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a foul tip into the glove for a strike, and it's 2-2. Atkinson looking in now to the wind, his 2-2 pitch. Fastball, threw it high, and it's 3-2. Atkinson's 3-2 pitch with first base open. Another pitch jumping out of the strike zone, and that's ball 4. Third walk of the inning, plus a hit batter given up by Atkinson. And he's been touched for a couple of runs. And now we'll have to try to pitch out of a bases loaded situation. He'll face the number 10 hitter in the Cougar order. It's Cody Holtz. So Holtz in there and ready to go as Atkinson peers over the glove for the sign. On the first pitch near the outside corner, strike one. Holtz tried to bunt his first time up. He got the bunt down, but he hit it hard back to the pitcher, Williams. It resulted in a forced play at second. Now on a breaking ball. Check swing, and he held up, and they count 1-1. Bases full of Cougars in the bottom of the fourth inning. Tying run in scoring position. The go-ahead run at first. And a fastball is high, 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch. And that one foul to the backstop. It's 2-2. Well, if you're Atkinson, you want to get it done here on 2-2, because if you go to 3 balls and 2 strikes, then the runners can get started. Time called. And now time called again. Going a breaking ball. Misses for ball 3, and now it is a full count, so the runners will get started. Atkinson to the wind, the 3-2. And that ball hit well out to left field, and that's going to get over the head of the left fielder, Brazil, and that's going to clear the bases. Stopping at second is Holtz. It is a 3-run triple, and it's 5-2 Cougars. I said a triple, 3-run double. And a breaking ball over for a strike to Tate Smith. That's a big power because it's a wood bat tournament, and so that's a big shot. That's a couple that we've seen in this inning. One over Fiore's head and one over Brazil's head. Next one bounced in, and the runner goes to third base. A 5-run bottom of the fourth inning for the Cougars. They've turned a 4-0 deficit into a 5-4 lead. And now they want to get greedy and get that runner in from third base. That's outside and popped off the glove of the catcher, Wolf. Three balls and a strike. And that's up and in for ball 4. So the 9th hitter of the inning walks, the 10th hitter of the inning coming to the plate. Benny Peralta batting for the Cougars. First and third for the Chandler Cougars with 2 outs in the inning. They've scored 5 times in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch fouled back out of play. 4 walks and a hit batter in the inning, plus a couple of doubles. Also been 1 error. And a ground ball, that's going to get through the hole and into left field at base hit. And so an RBI single for Peralta makes it 6-4. And time called again from the Howlers dugout. Playing in the bottom of the 4th, Cougars lead 6-4. So pitching change for the Howlers as Zach Bain is on to try to get the final out of the bottom of the 4th. And his first one to Trevor Halver is low for ball 1. Cougars batting 10 in their lineup, and they have batted around as Halver led off the inning with a walk and scored. Well, that pitch fouled it out of play on the left side on the count 1-1. Big lead over there on that runner at first. Swing and a miss. And they count 1-2. And the first baseman was actually creeping in. That might be Cooper Williams over there. He was actually creeping in behind the runner. And it's a huge lead over there. If he could get the attention of Bain, they'd have a chance. Again, they had a shot at him. Ball fouled out of play. On that second time there, the first base coach was hollering back pick. But, and I guess in that situation, you want Bain to really be focused on the hitter, as it has been a 6-run inning for the Cougars. But the other side of that is you take the final out any way you could get it. And a ground ball hit the other way, backhanded. And the throw over to first base. And Williams able to keep the foot on the bag. And they get the out. 6-3. Ground out ends the inning. 11 come to the plate for the Cougars in the 4th. They score 6 times, and after 4, they lead 6-4. Jake Wolf, the leadoff hitter for the Howlers in the top of the 5th, and a swing and a miss for a strike. 12-1-2 in the order for the Howlers. Next pitch is high, off the glove into the backstop it goes, and the count 1-1. Wind to the 1-1 pitch. Bounced in, 2 balls and a strike. And Holtz is out to talk to Matthews. Another one bounced in, 3 balls and a strike. Now Matthews, been a while since he's been on the mound, but it was a lengthy bottom of the 4th inning, and he's going to have to try to dial it in here because he left the top of the 4th inning down 4-0. Now he's pitching with a 6-4 lead. He gets that pitch over for a strike, and the count goes to 3-2. Three and two on Wolf. Jaden Solomon next for the Howlers. And the 3-2. And it's ball 4. First time since the first inning the Howlers have put the leadoff hitter aboard. Again, it happened in the first inning. That runner came around to score. So we'll see what happens here in the fifth as Walker Wilson is on to run for Wolf at first base. Jaden Solomon in, 2 for 2 on the day. Had a single and a run in the first and a single in the second. Solomon going after the first one, fouled over on the first base side. And although we lost it in the netting, a catch made for the first down. So Solomon fouls out. The batter is Cooper Williams. Williams takes low for ball one. Cooper has walked his 2 times up. Walked in the first and again in the second. Next pitch low, 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at first and 1 out in the top of the fifth. Howlers down 6-4. They scored 2 in the first and 2 in the second. But the Cougars scored 6 times in the top, make it the bottom of the fourth inning. And the 2-0 breaking ball is high, 3-0. Williams swinging on 3-0, fouls it back. Now for the Cougars in the bottom of the fourth inning, got 1 run on an error. That was the first run of the inning. RBI double from Brett Matthews, a 3-run double from Cody Holtz, RBI single from Vinny Peralta. And a breaking ball, swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball rolled slowly on the right side. Going to be a close play at first, but Williams is out by a step or so. Quick flip from the second baseman. Sacco retires Williams. Wilson running for Wolf goes to second base. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs for the pitcher, Zach Bain. And we were full with all 4 fields. One of the games done. This is the final time slot of the tournament. And it features 3 championship games as Zach Bain takes a strike. The Underclass Division and the Futures Division each had championship games starting at 3:15 this afternoon. A high pop-up, playable in the infield. Howler going to go back a step on the grass. And he makes the catch. So Matthews able to pitch around a leadoff walk. Howlers leave the runner at second base, and after 4.5, they trail 6-4. 4, 5, and 6 in the order for the Cougars. In the bottom of the fifth, goalie takes a breaking ball for a strike. Gully with a ground out on the second, another one in the fourth, 0 for 2. Sees one bounce in for a ball. It's 1-1. It's the Upperclass Division Championship game of the 2015 Fall Classic, put on by Southwest Woodbat Classics at SWWBC. The 1-1. That's low for a ball, and it's 2-1. Again, their next tournament will be the first part of November 5th through the 9th. And that'll be the Fall Championships. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball high, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Popped up first base side in foul territory, and that's put away by Williams for out number 1. That brings up Tommy Sacco, who walked and scored his last time up. And then a breaking ball is inside for ball 1. And a fastball at the knees, a strike, and it's 1-1. And a ball tapped first base side and into foul territory. Bain trying to pick it up in fair territory, but could not get to it. And the count goes to 1-2. Now Bain back to it, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball away, 2-2. And a breaking ball, grounded first base side. That's a fair ball, and a foot race to the bag. Williams just gets there ahead of Sacco, a 3 and assisted ground out. And there's 2 away in the 5th. The batter, Jacob Tanaka. Tanaka with a walk in his second, was hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. And a swing and a miss. Maybe a changeup there, strike 1. Howlers with 2 in the first and 2 in the second led 4-0 until the bottom of the 4th, when the Chandler Cougars scored 6 times. And then breaking ball high, and it's 1-1. Now playing in the bottom of the 5th inning, that same score, 6-4. And Bain's 1-1. Fastball, swing and a miss, 1-2. The nod from Bain, the 1-2 pitch. And a foul tip into the glove, and Tanaka strikes out to end the inning. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Cougars, and after 5, they still lead 6-4. And Michael Atkinson going after the first pitch. Hits a deep fly ball down the left field line. It's going to bounce and go over the fence. And Atkinson with a ground rule double to start the top of the 6th inning. Howlers get a runner aboard in the top of the sixth. Now the tying run at the plate. And a ground ball down the line, but foul off the bat of Jack Heddick. Breaking ball is outside on the count 1-1. It's bounced in. Runner going to try for third. Throw on the money and out at third base. And a mistake there for the Howlers. You want to be aggressive. Take an extra base when you can, but late in the ball game, down a couple of runs, can't afford to lose a runner at third base. So now the base is empty with one out, and the count moves to 3-1 on Heddick. Fastball inside, and that's ball 4. So once again, the tying run comes back to the plate for the Howlers, and it's Austin Brazil. First pitch over for a strike. And a line drive, base hit. And now two aboard with one out. Heddick to second, Brazil at first, and the batter is Liam Cota. First pitch to Cota on the inside corner, a strike. Ball in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-1. Two aboard with one out. Again, the Howlers had a runner thrown out at third, trying to advance on a ball in the dirt. New pitcher out there, by the way, lost in all of this, or at least neglected on my part after a couple of hits and a walk in the inning. But Dustin Shorey, the new pitcher, there's a ground ball to third, out at second, and on to first base. An inning-ending double play, 5-4-3. And that will end the inning. No runs, a couple of hits. Howlers had a chance in the top of the sixth, but they do not score. They leave one, and after 5.5, still trail 6-4. Aaron Ray is the leadoff hitter for the Cougars in the bottom of the 6th and takes a fastball low for ball 1 from Zach Bain. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball a little bit high, 2-0. And 2-0 pitch fouled out of play on the first base side of the count, 2-1. Well, it's surprising that this game was able to start on time, and really all the games around this complex had heavy rain this morning. We were working a different tournament, different age. It's actually an adult baseball tournament. So we got a ground ball out to second. That's scooped up there, and a throw on to first base in time, and that's out number 1. But we were scheduled for an 8:30 game at Tempe Diablo in their main stadium. And at about 8:10 or so, the rains came down, and they rained down hard for about 40 minutes. And they got the tarp on the mound in the home plate area, and they didn't bring out the big infield tarp. I don't know if they have one actually at Diablo, but didn't roll the big one out. And as that breaking ball is over for a strike to Matthews. And they were anticipating, based on the available grounds crew they had, that they were looking at about a 2-hour delay from the moment the last bit of rain stopped. And so I was kind of expecting that some of these games were also going to get pushed. But they did not, as pitch inside 1-1 on Matthews. And again, a lot of difference mileage-wise, location-wise between Diablo Stadium and Red Mountain Park or Gene Autry. And so I'm sure different amounts of rain at each place as the breaking ball is over for a strike and it's 1-2. But again, good job by the work crew to get the fields ready all around the city of Mesa to finish up this tournament here today, as that's a base hit into center field. A 1-out single for Matthews, and the batter is Emery Miller. Maybe another broken bat. Slow roller to the right side. Play on to first base in time. Four 3 ground out sends Matthews to second. And the batter will be Cody Holtz. As we look to the Howlers' top of the 7th inning, they'll send up 8, 9, and 10 in the order. Their bottom 5 hitters or so, 8 through 12. As that ball skips in, and that'll get the runner to third base. Next one bounced in there as we get back to play. 2-0 to Holtz. Tate Smith next for the Cougars. And the 2-0 pitch. Foul tip into the glove, a strike, and it's 2-1. 6-4 score, bottom of the 6th. Cougars were down 4-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th inning. They scored 6 times. Sent 11 to the plate. Pitch misses for a ball, 3-1. Bain pitching with a runner at third base. The 3-1 pitch over for a strike, and it's 3-2. Bain looking in now, ready. The 3-2 pitch. And he gets the breaking ball over for a called third strike, and that ends the inning. Bain able to pitch around a 1-out base hit. The runner left at third. We go to the 7th inning. It's the Cougars 6 and the Howlers 4. Top of the 7th inning. Howlers need a couple of runs. Chafee going after the first pitch, fouls it out of play on the right side. It's interesting, and maybe it's because it's a travel baseball or off-season baseball situation, not so much a high school season or something like that. But it's interesting that we've seen hitters for the Howlers swing on 3-0, and now going after the first pitch in the 7th, down a couple of runs. As the count goes to 1-1, the typical play is to take a strike. Maybe I shouldn't say the typical play, but a lot of times that's how teams would play it. Breaking ball taken for a strike, and it's 1-2. Chafee a fly out and a ground out in 2 at-bats. The 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout begins the 7th. Now here's Lucas Wilson. He had a double in the 2nd, and he walked in the 4th. First pitch on the way, and a check swing on a ball that bounces in goes about 57 feet, and Wilson was just cranked up there ready to swing at the first pitch, and he not able to check the swing as down a strike. 0-1. Billy Fiore at the on-deck circle for the Howlers as they are chasing 2 runs here in the top of the 7th. Ready again in the 1-strike pitch. Fastball that misses low, and they count 1-1. Howlers with a couple of runs in the 1st. They scored twice again in the 2nd, led 4-0, but now find themselves down 6-4 in the 7th. So breaking ball misses away, and it counts 2-1. Base is empty with 1 out in the top of the 7th. The 2-1 pitch and a ground ball that's fouled off, and the count's 2-2. And 2-2 pitch and a ground ball foul just outside of third. That one bounced right down the line, and then just past the bag was about a foot foul. The Howlers were able to knock Chandler Cougar starter Buddy Brownlee out of the ball game after an inning and a third. Pitches off the plate, and it's 3-2, but then Brett Matthews came in with strong relief. As he did not give up an earned run, or did not give up any runs. That's low and away, ball 4. So Wilson walks, and the Howlers will bring the tying run. Well, I had that as ball 4. He thought it was ball 4. So he'll get back in the box. And we'll try it again. And pitch fouled off. Interesting, no noise from the dugout, but Again, I had that as ball 4. So interesting that Wilson is still up there. I was going to say that they would bring the tying run to the plate here in the top of the 7th, but not just yet. Still trying to get somebody on base. And that's over for a called 3rd strike. So 2 away in the inning for Billy Fiore. As the Howlers are down to their final out, it's the 2015 Upperclass Division Championship game of the Fall Classic. And Fiore fouls the first one away. On a fly ball, hit pretty well out to left center field, but the outfielder's tracking it, and it's put away by the center fielder as Fiore flies out, and it's a 3-up, 3-down 7th inning for the Howlers, and they fail to score, and they fall by a final score of 6-4. Totals on the ball game for the Howlers: 4 runs on 8 base hits. They commit 2 errors, and they leave 8 runners on base. For the Chandler Cougars, 6 runs on 5 hits. They commit 2 errors, and they leave 6 runners on. So that will do it for the 2015 Fall Classic Upperclass Division Championship game. Once again, our final score, it's the Chandler Cougars 6 and the Howlers 4 from Riverview Park in Mesa. It's Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and congratulations once again to the 2015 Fall Classic Upperclass Division champions, the Chandler Cougars.